Now it's time for the Environment and You, sponsored by the Department of the Environment for the Big Chats Show.
We're here in the Department of the Environment studio, and right now we have Mr. Mai, our field correspondent, waiting out at the Belmopan Market area to talk about the ozone. Mr. Mai.
Thank you, Mr. Franco. The National Ozone Program within the Department of Environment is responsible for reducing our impacts to the ozone layer and is currently implementing a program to phase out ozone-depleting substances in Belize. They have given me this card to show my level of exposure to UV rays. At this time, it is moderate, which means that I should be okay. Let's look at a short clip to understand more about this topic.
For millions of years, life has been protected by a fragile layer that filters the sun's ultraviolet rays before they reach the Earth's surface. Without it, no being would survive on the planet. Ultraviolet rays would be strong enough to cause severe burns, eye damage, and irreversible environmental changes in just 5 minutes. For the time being, the alert is no longer red. The scenario of destruction in which we live in, if the ozone layer were to be depleted, is becoming more distant. However, the thinning of our protective shield will continue if the world keeps emitting chemical substances that are harmful to the atmosphere. Every effect has a cause, and every action a consequence. For decades, while humanity sought non-toxic and safer substances for the refrigeration, air conditioning, aerosol, synthetic foam, and extinguisher industries, millions of tons of chlorofluorocarbons, hydrochlorofluorocarbons, halogens, carbon tetrachloride, and methylchloroform were unknowingly being emitted into the atmosphere, compounds that years later were categorized as ozone-depleting substances, ODS.
This is Anthony Mai reporting from Belmopan Market Square. Over to you, Mr. Franco.
Thank you, Mr. Mai. Join us next time for another segment on our environment.
This message is brought to you by the Department of the Environment.